Okay, there was a bit of excitement in the after the last episode. My video editing software went crazy and the mouse went mad, and I've had to switch it off and on again since. The upshot is that the changes I made since my last commit I want to throw away because I want to do this video from scratch. If I do git log, it shows me the commits. The most recent one is there at the top, and I'm going to copy that. So that was improved feedback. That was a good commit. I like that one, and I want to go back to that state even though I've made some changes since. So git reset hard to that location. Git reset hard. Git reset minus minus hard it should be. Git reset minus minus hard. That's better. Okay, so now I'm back at the state I was at the end of the last video, and I'm going to do the next thing. I want to keep score, and to do that I'm going to add in some stuff. Let's just reload. I want to put just before this div here, I want to put the count of which questions you got right, how many questions you got right and wrong. So I'm going to edit geog.js, jog. Okay, so the thing I want to do is before the question, I want to make up a div, sorry. I'll make up a div, and that div is going to be the score. So that div doesn't really need anything. I'm going to append to it just the string, your score, and we'll have another append. Well, that should be dot append there, and I'm chaining these appends together. This one here though is going to be a span that's going to be named, so I want to be able to update this. I'm going to give it a name. I've got to call it a span. A span is an inline element. We've been using divs mostly, but this one's a span, and it's important that it has an ID. So this is the correct count. So that's how many questions you've got correct, and it starts out at 0. And to yank paste, I want 2 more. So to change word of, and this one here is the attempt count. So I've got correct count and attempt count, both of them are 0 to start off with. And I want to put that onto the page. Append to body. And I did that so that I've got these named spans that I'll be able to change in the text. Let's just see if that works. Write that out and reload. So that's my score, 0 of 0. And when I click on Hanoi, I want both of those numbers to go up by 1. If I was to click here and get it wrong, let's guess that that's the wrong answer, then the attempt count will go up, but the correct count would stay where it was. Let's have a go doing that. So let's find, here's the test to see if you got it right or wrong. So this is right and this is wrong. If you got it right, let's update the correct count first. So I want to find that element, that span that I just made up, which was correct count, and I want to get the text for that. So that's the text. I want to add 1 to that, and I want to push that back into the place that I got it from, which was $correct count text. All right, so this here is that value, correct count. So what I'm doing is find the correct count node and change its text to what it was before, +1. Let's give that a go. We've got to do the same thing to the attempt count. So reload. Capital of Tajikistan. I'm guessing it is this one. And I got that right, and my score has gone up to 0-1. Capital of San Marino is probably San Marino, and my score has gone up to 11. And the capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. My score has gone up to 111. It's kind of adding, but not exactly what I was expecting. What's happening is that it's adding these things as strings, and I want to add them as numbers. This is fairly common. I am storing data. I'm storing the state of the machine in the text, which is perhaps dubious programming practice, but I like doing it. But I do have to cope with the fact that although I want to be storing an integer, it's storing it as a string, and every time I add to it, I have to turn it back into an integer. So if I do parseInt, then, nope, not parseInt of that, parseInt of text. That's it. So this is the text that it was before. ParseInt turns it into an integer. That addition should happen in integer space rather than string space. Let's just see if that worked. Capital of Thailand, that's Bangkok. Score's gone up to 1. Capital of Dominican Republic is Santo Domingo, I'm guessing. Yes, I got it right. Okay, so it's updating the correct count. It's not updating that count, but I wasn't expecting it to anyway. Czech Republic, that's Prague. Okay, that's going up. I want the second one to go up as well. That should be easy. This phrase here, yank that out, and I want this to happen unconditionally, so I'll have it'll happens here. Okay, take the indentation back again, and it's not correct count. This is change word attempt count and dot to change that. Splendid. Reload. Okay, capital of Lithuania is Vilnius. 1 out of 1. Capital of Austria is Vienna. Let's get one wrong. Capital of Grenada. Don't know what it is, but I know it's not Mogadishu, so let's get it wrong, and I should see the attempt count go up to 3. Score stays at 2. That's looking good. I'm liking this. Couple of things, perhaps. While that message could be a lot bigger. Certainly, I can change the CSS there. Correct. No, that could be a lot bigger. But more importantly, I don't want people to click twice. I got that one wrong. What happens if I get Palo? So if I get try London twice, can you see while it's fading out, I made that score go up. What's the capital of Spain is Madrid, and I can update Madrid several times. It's not good. I want to turn off these buttons. Once you've clicked on it, it should stay, you shouldn't be able to click again until that message is gone. How can I do that? What's happening is, what happens is, so at this stage here, this is where we process the click. And what I want to do is disable all of these buttons until that fade out has stopped. In fact, just disable them forever because these buttons will be destroyed. So what I want to do is disable all of the buttons, and I'm not 100% sure how to do that. So let's try disable buttons jQuery. How can I disable a button jQuery? I select apparent find. That looks like a good answer. It's Stack Overflow. We trust Stack Overflow. You would want to set the disable property. Continue attribute disable true. Okay, so if I set the attribute of disabled to true, that should do it. Suspiciously low score there for that. Property disabled. Now I think there's properties and there's attributes, and one of them is fashionable and the other one is unfashionable, and I can't remember which. So button, attra, and prop. Which one should you use? My guess is that they both work. There we go. Prop versus Stack Overflow. Don't you love it? Okay, what are they saying? jQuery 1.6, 1.61, reverted to, oh goodness. You usually want to use prop. Okay. Oh goodness, I want to do the right thing. Golly, that debate's complicated. The upshot is it doesn't really matter. The point is I want to disable all the buttons, so I got to find all the buttons. Finding all the buttons. It's this phrase here, button.dist. That should do it. So that's all the buttons, and I want to set either the property or the attra. I'm going to go with property, and it's disabled or disable is true. Let's just try it. Reload. Okay. Ghana, doesn't matter right or wrong. Yes, those are disabled and I can't click on them. Good. Okay, they're all disabled. Okay, I quite like that. I wouldn't mind if I got it wrong. So the capital of Ukraine is Kiev. If I click on Khartoum, it'd be quite nice if Kiev showed up highlighted. Nah, I'm not feeling generous. I'm not going to let that happen. Okay, score. That's what we've got. The score's being updated. Really, the next thing to do is to keep an eye on this, and if it hits 10, then kick the person out and try and persuade them to do something else. We're going to mess around with some stuff in the next video, but basically we've got this done. It lets you keep going forever. Capital of Syria is Damascus. Okay, yeah, it's an entertaining game. Ooh, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I know my capitals. Oh dear, it's definitely not San Marino. That doesn't sound very Maltese. That sounds a bit Italian. Bound to be that. It's definitely not London. Madagascar. Oof. You don't want to watch me doing this. Let's do our commit and we'll go back. We'll mess around in the next video.